It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
So, what can you do with the likes of this? Looks like we forgot it a little bit too long. It's green, it blended in. Somehow we missed it in the garden every time we went to pick. But this is an excellent specimen for using for seed saving, which is exactly what we're going to do. I'll cut it in half, I'll scoop out the middle, we'll get all the seeds out of it, and then we'll put it on some cardboard to dry out. And then my wonderful origamist, Paul, has made me some envelopes that I can store all my seeds in, and I'll mark them as 2023 seeds, and then we'll have these again next year. And so this is a good use for this particular zucchini that's gone a little too far. Right now, I am chopping up some of our tomatoes because I'm making some dinner. I'm actually making a bone broth chicken soup, and I'm going to add some summer vegetables to it. But while I was chopping up all of the vegetables and the onions and the basil, I thought I might as well do enough that I can can some. And so when you actually do pressure canning, it's a little bit of a different process than the water bath can. You're going to want to rinse all your jars and get them all nice and clean. And I start to preheat my canner. I get the water sort of about that deep in the canner so that it will just come up a little ways on the jars. And then this is a very old All-American canner, and it still works amazingly well. It is something that you're going to measure pressure in, and so you're going to want to look up in your area what the pressure is supposed to be and for how long. In this area in North Carolina, I want my pressure to be at 11 for 90 minutes. And so I'll show you how we do that in a little bit. Let me get dinner on and I'll show you. So into each of these, I'm going to just put a teaspoon of salt. There is no salt other than this in it. And that will help preserve it and also help flavor. And then I want to just fill it with boiling water until it gets to that first ring at the bottom. Hey there, friends. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is to can raw chicken. I'm actually in the process of doing some other things, but the raw chicken is super easy, and I have this much chicken that I need to put away, and rather than putting it in the freezer, I'm just going to can it up so that I can keep it at room temperature. So I like to keep my chicken so that we can do whatever with it once it comes out. You can chop it up, or you can shred it, whatever you like for tacos, or for chicken pot pie, or however you're going to use your chicken once you take it out of the jar. But I just like to go literally, and I make a cut straight down the breast, and I put it right in, and I might chop it one more time just to make sure I can get everything packed in there really nice and tight. We don't want to leave any air in between, but I do like nice big chunks. And I can usually get about 3 chicken breasts per jar in. So into the chicken, I'm just going to put a teaspoon of salt, and I'll fill it to this bottom rim with boiling water, same here. And then I'm going to run my knife down the inside Just make sure there's no air down in there. We don't want any air pockets. You see those all come up? Make sure that I've got water to that first rim. Same here. No air pockets. And then the same thing with my vinegar. Right here, I'm just going to take the vinegar and go right around the top, making sure that there's nothing on this edge. Same thing here. Lids finger tight. This wonderful tool is for lowering them down into the pot so that you don't burn your hands. And I can fit 7 of these quart-sized jars. I can fit 7 of these quart-sized jars into my pot at once. And because these both take 90 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and do my chicken at the same time as I do my vegetables, because they will both take 90 minutes in the pressure canner. This kind of canner doesn't have a seal like your Instant Pot. It doesn't have any kind of rubber seal around the edge. So I just take a little bit of olive oil right on the inside right here, and that is going to help it all seal while it's going. So what I'm looking for is this little line right there on the front to line up with this arrow. And then I twist, and then I'm going to take opposite ends and start to get these sealers up. That way we make sure that they all go down. We want this lid really, really even, so I'm tightening opposite sides until they get tight so that we don't have a lid that's skiwampus. And I'm leaving my vent straight up. This needs to come to a steam for 10 minutes, and then once it does, I will pull this little thing down. I'll show you. So once it steams, I'll pull it down like that, but right now I want it to vent for 10 minutes, and then I'll pull it down and let it come up to pressure, and I'll show you what that looks like. So this has been at a steaming boil for the last 10 minutes. So now I'm going to take it. Sorry, I'm not very good at using one hand to film and the other to use my oven mitt, but I'm just going to flip that little thing down. And then we're going to watch this gauge. And when it comes up to 11, I will start my timer for 90 minutes. So you can see I have it sealed, and we are coming up to 11. There it is. So now that it's at 11, I'll go ahead and hit my timer for 90 minutes. We just want to keep it at a constant temperature. So you want it to come up really nice and slowly so that you don't have to continue to babysit the temperature, but if you have it pretty regulated, it should stay, and you can sit and read and just keep an eye on it. This is bone broth with chicken and fresh summer vegetables.
The best salad on the planet.
Hey there, friends. So as you can see, it got dark on us. It's been an hour and a half and we are at 11 still. So we need to wait for the pressure gauge to come all the way back down to 0. And once it does, I will release the pressure and then I can undo all of the seals. Good morning. So this is the next morning and all of the cans have come out of the canner and they look good. They're all sealed. I've just washed them. I'm gonna dry them off and label them. These are the canned chicken and that's what they look like. And this meal together with the canned vegetables would be a meal in and of itself. You could just make that into a chicken soup. Just pour both the cans together and reheat it. It would be delicious. But I'm thinking I might even use some of this and blend it up and cook it down to make a pizza sauce. That sounds really good to me. But you can use the canned chicken for chicken pot pie or chicken tacos or chicken salad. There's all kinds of good uses for canned chicken, obviously. And for these vegetables, I'm going to use them just like I use pizza sauce or pasta sauce, like a canned tomato. I'm going to use them wherever I would use canned tomatoes. And we actually are trying out a really cool experiment. I'll let you know how it comes out. It's called Magolio. And we picked pine cones yesterday and steeped them in equal parts pine cones and brown sugar. And it's supposed to make a really delicious sauce for your pancakes. But also it's supposed to be really good for antiviral and allergies and a bunch of other things. So Magolio, M-U-G-O-L-I-O, look it up. Anyway, you guys can give it a try. And yeah, we're on to the rest of the day. I hope you guys are having a good one and we'll see you again on the next video. Thanks for watching.